Hello, 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 dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. So Pisces, Aries, August 17th to the 23rd. Quick reminders, these are general readings, so only take whatever applies. Dogs are in the background, as you see her little paw on the floor? Right there, right there, right there. Where is she? Right there. And the other one is on the couch. If they do start barking at any point, guys, I will pause and then continue. General readings, reminder, reminder, reminder. Only take whatever applies, leave the rest. Please leave the rest. Otherwise, you're going to be torturing yourself trying to make it fit. So, okay. A recent decision has been made to move in a different direction. Ooh. That was sudden and painful. Whoever's having dental work or whoever is going to have dental work, especially like towards the back, like your molars and stuff like that, get extra painkillers from your doctor, especially if you're having any type of surgery or any type of actual work, not just the cleaning. Get some extra painkillers because you're going to need them. It's going to be a little bit more painful than what you are expecting, just for whoever that is, because it really like I felt the pain and I was like, oh, okay. And then it was like, boom. And I was like, whoa, hold on. I was not expecting it to be that way. So just if you are having any dental work, because it just literally came just right here at the bottom of my jaw. And it was like all of a sudden and then it was gone. And I was like, wait, what is that? And that's what they're saying. Just make sure that you have extra painkillers or whatever it is to help with the pain. Sweetie, I can't right now. Mommy is almost done, okay? I know, sweetie. I know. Okay? You can stay there and I'll pet you, but you got to stay there. So let's go ahead and see. So yeah, there was a reasoned decision to move away from something from your past, whether this was a situation, a person that wanted to come back. You were in this back and forth energy, not knowing whether to take somebody from your past. I feel that a decision has been made to move in a new direction with someone new or just to wait for someone new to come in. If it's not in love, this could have been like an old job trying to poach or trying to get you back to work with them, and you kind of contemplated, you kind of thought about it, and you were like, no. If it wasn't an old job, it could have been an old career, right? Where you may have worked as a salesperson and now you're working as a nurse, and there was a sales job that was really like offering you a lot more or whatever, the potential for growth or whatever. And you kind of feel that going in the new direction with the nursing or whatever is going to be more fulfilling to your heart. So it's kind of like that type of energy that I'm picking up. There is this this indecision still, though. Even though a decision has been made, you're still questioning or you're still doubting whether you made the right decision or not. You have to start to get into a space where you own the decisions that you made. Regardless whether they're successful in other people's eyes or not, you have to own them. You have to honor them, because at the end of the day, whatever decision you made at that moment in time was what was best for you. Whether you are in a survivor mode, whether you are in an expansion mode, whether you are in a space of thriving or whatever it is, whether you're in a space of challenging, it doesn't really matter what space you're in your life. When we make decisions, if you make a decision, let's say out of fear, that is what you need at that moment in time to feel safe, to feel like you can survive, to feel like you can push through, to feel like you can eventually start going and looking for the answers, right? Or to start living instead of just surviving, right? So we sometimes use certain words in a way like, you shouldn't be just surviving. Yeah, that is true. That's not what we're here for. We're not here just to survive. But I can't tell somebody when they are ready to stop surviving, when they are ready to start living. It is up to that individual to choose when they are ready for that, right? So it's almost kind of like that dynamic, like where you're choosing something that feels like life, like that feels that it's allowing you to live and not just survive. But because this is a new energy, a new space for you, you're questioning whether it is the right choice or not. And that is completely normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It is just a new space. So it is something that you need to get adjusted within, or with, let's put it that way. So know that the decision that you have made has been, and it is at this moment in time, the best decision that you could have made for yourself. Okay? Do not allow anybody to tell you that you're being stupid. Do not allow anybody to tell you that you're making a mistake or something like that. Let's use this for an example. My last job, I left because of medical reasons. But the job prior to that, I used to work overnights as a nurse. And I made decent money. And when I took the day job, I took a cut pay, and it was a significant cut pay. Prior to taking that cut pay, I was preparing myself. Like, I already told myself, okay, I want to continue being a nurse, but I want to go into something else. I want to develop my skills as a nurse. I want to do something else. I want to learn something else. So I gave myself 6 months to find another job. Within those 6 months, I gave myself a limit of how much of a cut pay I could actually take and still financially provide for myself. And I did just that. And the cut pay that I got was exactly at the limit that I had set. So I had already had 6 months prior of saving, right, to make up for that money. And by the time, and I was at this job for about 4.5, almost 5 years. And every year when I would go in for reviews, right, to get your raise and stuff like that, I always got like the max, right? And towards the end, before my medical issues took a hold, let's put it this way, I had a huge increase, like unheard of, right, financially, within this company. But was I scared to take a cut pay? Yes, I was. I'm not gonna lie, because I was used to a certain amount of money coming in, right? But the knowledge that I acquired at that specific job was way more than what I could have gotten at the other place where I was getting paid more money. And the increase that I was getting on a year-to-year basis was higher than what I was ever getting at the other place, even though their starting rate was higher, right? So it's kind of like balancing out what is it worth to you more. Because if I would have stayed at the other job, it would have taken me at least another 5 years on top of what, like, let's say it would have taken me 10 years to get to where I was at the last job within 4.5 years. When we're talking about increase in pay based on percentages, it would have taken me 10 years, and in 4.5 years, I got to that point, even though I started at a less amount, because there was 1 year where I had a very, 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 very generous increase. Let's just put it that way. But what was it? I allow myself to trust myself. I allow, and yes, I've been spiritual my entire life when it comes as far as like my gifts and what I'm able to do, but not spiritual in the sense of doing this, right? And working with energy and stuff like that. But I've always been pretty good with listening to myself. And when my intuition, my soul speaks to me and tells me things, it tells me things in a very logical way that I can comprehend, right? Because I'm a very logical person. So even though during that period in time, and I was telling, my husband at the time, and I was telling my parents, and I was telling my sister, and I was telling everybody, like, I'm doing this. They're all looking at me like, you're fucking crazy. You're crazy. How the hell are you going to take that much of a cut pay? How are you going to? And I'm like, you don't get it. And I remember I used to drive by the building all the time. I used to be like, that's where I'm going to work. That's where I'm going to work. And I had no idea what medical businesses were in that building. And I applied and I got a call. And I didn't even know where this place was, right? When I got the call for the place. And when I show up and they give me the address, is that building that I kept them pointing at. So even back then, unknowingly, I was manifesting what I wanted. But what I'm trying to get at with that little story, and I know I get sidetracked, but I try to put things in a way that people can comprehend, right? Because sometimes we talk and we don't realize that people are not making the connection onto their daily life. So even though everybody else was telling me that what I was doing or what I was planning of doing was wrong, something inside of me knew that it was going to be right and that it was going to pay off in the long run. And even though I took that cut pay, I was still able to cover all of my financial needs, right? Yeah, were there some sacrifices that had to be made? Yeah. I had to spend a couple of years where I couldn't go on vacation and things like that because money was tight, right? But I was still able to get my basic needs met. And within a couple of years, I was within like about a year, I want to say within like a year and a half, I was making what I had started at the other job. And by the time that I left, I was making a lot more than what I would have been making if I would have stayed at the other job. Let's just leave it at that. So that's kind of like the way that you have to kind of look at things, right? So let's go ahead and let's pull out 3 oracle cards. Now, these can be confirmations to the reading, confirmations to something that didn't come out in the reading, or simply your advice. We have Mother Earth, feel loved and be comforted. The Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. And the Arrow, surround yourself with protection energy. So there is a sense here of needing to listen to your intuition so that you can be led to what it is that is going to reap those rewards for you. Protecting your energy. Protecting your energy really comes in when you're listening to other people, right? When other people tell you or try to tell you what is best for you, right? We're taking that. Zena, can you please stop? She's like scratching on the floor. We're taking that example of when people tell you not to listen to your intuition. Like, why would you leave this job for that job when you know you're going to take a cut pay? Or why will you leave that job for like that type of thing? Like, that is where you have to think about when it comes to protection, right? Not allowing somebody to convince you out of your choices or your decision, because then all that does, it leads you into a space where you're questioning yourself. And then you don't really allow yourself the space to grow within the new. So we have the 4 and the 5 of Cloves. So again, a decision has been made, but there is kind of like, ooh, did I make the right decision? Ooh, like kind of like questioning it. And then we have the 5 of Hearts. So yes, you've made the right decision, but you have to give yourself the opportunity and the time to be present in that opportunity so that you can see that you made the right choice. Is that my hair or the dog? That's my hair. I'm like, wait, it's kind of crazy, I know. Well, guys, that is all I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, share, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there, as well as keeping me accountable. She is distracting me right now because I don't know what the heck she's doing in the room. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Mwah. Love you all. Bye-bye.